is Jess from Funky Moves, and I'm going to take you through a 15-minute yoga practice for complete beginners. So even if you've done absolutely nothing, or you've done a couple of classes, you need a bit of a refresh, I'm your gal, I'm going to help you. We're going to go and do a bit of a warm-up to start with, just to make sure that our muscles are warm, and then we're going to go through the vinyasa part of what you will see in all Ashtanga classes and vinyasa classes. It repeats every few times in a class, and sometimes it can be a bit daunting because it seems that everybody else knows what's happening apart from you. So we're going to go through it, and hopefully it will make you feel a bit more confident and know that you can do this. Okay, just need to practice, like with everything, it's just about practice. So I'll shut up now. Let's come to a seated position. So this one's just called an easy cross, but it might not be easy for you. So I would suggest if you have some cushions, to bring them underneath your knees. That would be great. Apart from that, you don't need anything else apart from yourself and the mat. Or you can bring your legs out to the side so your ankles are in line with your pelvis. So let's just start the way all yoga classes should start, and that's just uniting us with our breath. So closing down the eyes if you can. We're going to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And again, breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. One more time, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And we're now going to close the mouth, blink the eyes open. We're going to do that same deep breathing, but we're going to take our chin to the chest on the inhale, and exhale, just take it over to one side. Feeling that stretch, you'll feel tension there. That's okay. As long as you're not jarring your neck and you're making sure that you're keeping everything nice and smooth. Breathing as you go. Sometimes during yoga we just totally forget to breathe, which is understandable, and there's so many things going on, so use this opportunity to breathe deeply and notice what's going on in your body. Lovely, everyone. Bring your head down to center and then back up, making sure your spine is nice and long. If you feel like you're hunching your back a bit, maybe roll your shoulders back. You can also, I love a cushion, you could put a cushion underneath your seat bones, sort of give you that extra lift and lengthen. From here, we're just going to breathe in through the nose, interlace the fingers, turn the palms up to the sky. So interlacing is just crossing the fingers, palms up to the sky, and look up and stretch it up, and maybe taking it from side to side a little bit if you have that space in your spine today, and then down. Good, let's do that one more time. Breathe in, cross the fingers, turning the palms to the sky, looking up, taking it from side to side, feeling that nice stretch, wiggle, and all the way down. Let's just go into an easy twist. So taking one hand on the opposite knee, inhaling, making sure you have a nice length in the spine, and then twisting, and your other hand just has fingertips on the mat behind you. Hopefully you have a little bit more space than I do, as I'm currently in the fireplace, and that's okay. Yoga can be done anywhere. Breathing here. With every inhale, it's nice to lengthen where you are, and exhale, just see if you can go just a little bit further without applying too much pressure. Nice and easy. Good. Come back to center. Breathe here to neutralize, and then take it over to the other side. Breathing deeply. Having a quick check that you're not pitching forward, or you're going all the way back. You're just nicely with your shoulders above your hips. Breathing here. Nice. Going back to center. We're going to take our fingertips in front of our bodies, and we're going to hinge from the hips. Okay. So try to keep a nice straight back, just back, shoulders down. Just falling forward, just as far as you'll go without compromising the position of the spine. So not rounding like this, but nice and straight. Feel like your heart is shining forward. Going forward as far as you can go. This is a good one to keep coming back to, just this simple forward fold, because you'll be able to see how far you're getting and how much more flexible you're becoming. Not straight away, it takes a while. And coming back up. Good, now we're going to flow through our vinyasa. Before we do that, let's just come on to our tabletop position and go through some of the cat-cows. So confusingly, nothing's ever simple, the cat-cow, you actually start with a cow and then go to a cat, and I'm not entirely sure why, but what we're going to do is, to start with, make sure that your tabletop is nice and flat. You're not dipping in the back. We'll do that in a minute, but nice and flat, and just move your body weight forward and backwards to warm up those wrists, hips, knees, making sure that you're engaging your abs here. When you've done a couple of those, making sure that your fingertips are spread as well, and your hips are over your knees and your shoulders are over your wrists. We're going to drop the belly and look up. Don't need to look up too far. Making sure the heart's shining through the shoulders into our cow. And then as we exhale, chin to chest, we're going to do the exact reverse. Rounding with the spine, tucking the pelvis under, into our cat. And let's do that again. Inhale, dropping the belly to the mat, looking up. And then exhale. Chin to chest. Curving through the spine. Lovely, back down to neutral. Now we're going to come into my favourite pose, the child's pose. It's delicious. So heels coming back. No, your hips coming back to your heels rather. Send your forehead down to the mat and your hands outstretched in front of you. You have a few options here, party people. You can bring your toes to touch and your knees to touch, which is quite good. It gives you a bit of support. Or if you're a bit of a flexi-lexi, you can have your toes to touch and bring your knees further apart and just let your body fall into the middle. Forehead resting on the mat. You can turn your forehead from side to side, giving you a bit of a massage. If you've got your knees together, you can bring your arms alongside your body and just find out, listen to your body, let it tell you what it would like to do, where it feels good. And what is great about yoga is that it will give you the opportunity to really listen into your body and your muscles and become much more connected. So, rolling up through the spine, nice and slowly, and let's take our shoulders up and back, and again up and back, and back. Take our hands forward again into tabletop. Let's come into our first downward dog. So this is probably the most popular pose, but we're just going to run through it nice and slowly. So tucking the toes under, making sure that your knees are hip distance apart, and there's weight in those hands, but you're lifting up from your wrists. So you're not dumping loads of weight down, but your foundations are strong. So your fingertips are out, your fingers are out wide. And let's send our hips up to the sky. Oh, nice cracking, lovely. So I would always do, if it's my first downward dog of the day, I'd always bend my knees, always allow the heels to come off the mat. Do not worry about having straight legs and heels to the mat. It's not about that. It's about keeping the shape, sending the tailbone up to the sky. So rather than tucking it under and having your body weight here, see if you can almost feel like you're pushing your bottom up to the sky. A bit rude. And trying to have equal weight in your hands and your feet. If you're not getting it now, don't worry, you will get there, I promise you. Let's walk out our dog here. So just taking the weight onto one foot and then the other. Or you can just hold it in stillness if that feels good. You can also always come down to child's pose, my favourite pose. If you're feeling any tension or dizziness or anything like that, try not to just stop, stand up and walk away, but just come down into child's pose and just chill. Okay, we're now going to look forward because that's where we want to go. We're just going to take a few steps forward, bringing our hands up onto our fingertips if we need to. Let's heel toe the feet out to the side. So heel toeing is just this. Out so that they're hip distance apart. Bend the knees as much as you need to get the stomach and the chest resting on the thighs. And just let everything go.
This feels good. You could nod your head for yes, shake it for no. Hold on to either elbow, rock from side to side. Or you can interlace the fingers and the hands behind the head to give you a bit more weight and let gravity do its job. From here, release the hands. We're going to roll up through the spine nice and slowly. So coming up to standing, breathing in deeply, nice and slow, coming all the way up. So you finally find yourself with a straight spine. Bring your feet together so your toes to touch, heels slightly apart, hands facing forward, palms facing forward into your Tadasana mountain pose. It's a nice strong pose, and there's a real two-way energy here where you're rooting down through your foundations into the earth and you're shining up through the top of the skull. So you can just feel that going whoom, like that. That feels good. Okay, now we're going to flow through our vinyasa. So this is something you can practice, you'll see in all the classes, but it's really good to know. We're going to go nice and slowly, which is unusual for me because I like to go fast. So on the inhale, you can either take your arms out to the side and come all the way up, but I have a wall here, so I'm going to come forward. Bring your palms to touch, looking up at your hands. You can either do that or take your hands so they're parallel and they're shoulder distance apart if you have any tension in the shoulder. From here, you're going to bring your hands down the center line of your body, and as you do, fold from the hips, keep it nice and pulled up on those supporting legs and those quads. Going all the way down. You might need to bend the legs here, and that's absolutely fine. Let the head go, fingertips to the mat. Lovely. Okay, from here, we're going to do a halfway lift. So looking forward, bring your fingertips on the mat, or hands or fingertips onto the shin to give yourself a bit more of an extra length here. Nice straight back, shoulders down, looking forward, not spooning your neck, just looking forward, just the corner of the floor. From here, let's refold again like we did before, bending the knees as much as you need to and letting your body hang down. From here, we're going to plant our hands onto the mat. It's a strong foundation here, fingers apart. Take one foot back into a plank position and take the other foot back to join it, making sure that you have a nice straight line. If this is hell on earth, bring your knees down, untuck your toes and hold it here. Make sure that your wrists are underneath your shoulders, just like we did in tabletop, and you've got your abs engaged, your bottom engaged, everything is engaged and holding it still. If you're up in plank position, great. You can then come down to your knees, elbows into your body, and slowly lower yourself down with a straight spine and control. That is not easy, my friends, so do not worry. The more you do, the better you'll get it in, the easier it will come. So from here, let's go into a cobra. You can either come into upward facing dog or cobra, but as we're beginners, let's just start with cobra. And inhale, peel the chest off the mat, and just come up into a nice little lift, making sure there's no weight in the hands, so you should be able to weight the knee. On the inhale, exhale, let's lower our forehead down to the mat. Tuck your toes under, send your hips up into a tabletop, and then your tailbone goes all the way up to downward facing dog. And you can just adjust here to make sure that your feet and hands are in the right place. Almost there. From here, look forward. When you're all experienced and you're doing handstands and stuff, you'll be able to jump to the top of your mat, but for now, let's just walk to the top of the mat. Bending your knees if you need to, fingertips on the mat, looking forward, coming with a nice straight spine. Exhale, refold forward in half, letting the neck go. And then let's roll up through the spine. Nice and slowly. Come all the way up to stand. Bring your hands up as you go. And bring them back down in front of you, in front of your heart. And release them down into Tadasana mountain pose. We did it! Well done, everyone. So when you're coming to do your yoga practice, that's something that you can practice loads, and what's really great about it is this is really good at sort of initially warming up the body, but the vinyasa that we just did is amazing for engaging all of those muscles. So keep at it, don't go to a class and feel like you can't do it. Everyone can do it. It's the most inclusive thing you can possibly do. So just believe in yourself, you got this,
and come back and join us again for lots more videos. Click subscribe and I'll see you all very soon. Namaste.